Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS, BBS, Jerron, Boots Ennis, and Jesse. Bam, whoa, bam, bam. So I'm gonna call this a prediction video, although some fights, in fact, most fights predict themselves. I'm really doing this to remind everyone there will be a Boots and Bam live stream for both fights. Typically, my live streams only consist of the main event because usually I be up at like 4 in the morning watching some Japanese live streams and shit. Now, Naoya Inoue, Junto Nakatani, I digress. But this one, we're going to give you Bam and Boots live stream. So please rock with your boy. On the prediction tip, we'll start with Bam. Bam. Start with him and Pedro GUEVARA. Looked at a little bit of GUEVARA. He's not face first. He's not a brawler per se, but he does like to mix it up. He has a high work rate. He attacks the body. He's tough. He's in shape. But with all that said, there is absolutely, positively nothing exceptional about my man. Former world champion, God bless him. But this is compared to an elite, not just an elite fighter, an elite top 5 pound for pound level talent. The likes of Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Now, Bam not only will win, he'll win impressively. He's already mentioned wanting to make a statement. This is a mandatory. Go ahead and get it the fuck out the way. Clearing the path to do some unification, maybe. Perhaps Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. This fight here is a necessary evil to that end. And I think by the end of the fight, the urban East Coast crowd will take a liking to the activity level of this lower weight scrap. And bam, he will not only win impressively, he'll make some new black fans along the way. That's an official prediction. Bam stated, and I quote, "It's a tough test and a dangerous fight because he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. I have to take this fight just as seriously as my past 2 fights against Estrada and Edwards. Come November 9th, he's going to come very hungry to take what I have, but right now is my time, and I don't see him beating me. Just know that my hand will be raised on the night." Getting on to the main event, Boots and Karen. It's as pointless a fight as there's ever been. Like, ever. The least anticipated rematch of all times. Comfortably, I might add. Boots versus Karen 2. You could call it Boots Karen 1. You could call it the most difficult task of Boots' career, if you like. And now he's revisiting that most difficult task of his career. In his backyard this time. It was difficult stylistically, that is. I watched the fight. I refuse to watch it a second time. But I can remember, my recollection was that Boots was lunging on far too many of his shots. He got countered in between some of those lunging shots. He overshot his right hand quite a bit also in the fight. Karen won. This is where the Boots has bad defense narrative originated from this fight. Now bear in mind, Karen has the KO ratio of an aggressive schoolgirl. And Boots was the co-main event on a Tank Davis pay-per-view against Hector Luis Garcia. Boots trying his damnedest, perhaps too hard, to leave a favorable impression. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. And yeah, Boots got touched up. He got touched in the Karen 2 fight, but that's why he got touched. I'm explaining that. No one comes in ever wanting to get hit per se, aside from maybe Ricardo fucking Mayorga. But it was apparent Boots had no respect for Karen's ability to hurt him. He was sloppy this night. He was anxious. And he had a guy with him that flat out refused to engage. Karen is also how, when, and where the Boots can't cut the ring off narrative began. Because of Karen's aforementioned flat out refusal to engage. Refusal to engage. Like, it was like that. It was pathetic, actually. Now, with all that said, giving Boots a chance to redo this, to clean up the only less than stellar performance that I've ever seen him in or seen from him, to me, this is a boxing blessing. He gets to right the wrong, even though he wasn't wrong. He won fucking 12-0. So it's funny calling it a wrong, but he gets to right it. This is as close to a blemish as Boots has. And the fact that this redo is coming less than 4 months removed from working off some ring rust versus Avenesian, that spells doom for Karen. It really does. Karen is slick, athletic, he's crafty, and he knows how to protect himself. What we do know is Karen can protect himself. If he wants and tries to redeem his performance from the first fight, then Boots does him in 5 rounds or less. I think Karen will actually look to survive again. Now, he may show some spunk initially, but Boots will tame him rather quickly, and Karen will try to stink it out again. With the ability to improve on the last performance, the promise of a big fight with Virgil Ortiz early 2025, and a supportive, bloodthirsty hometown crowd, there's a 0% chance Karen makes it to the final bell, bro. There's no chance of that. No matter how much running he does. My only concern is Boots looking a little bit drained. I mean, he seemed fine chewing his gum and shit. His energy level wasn't different. But I'm noticing that weight cut on him more than ever before. So this might need to go on and just be his last fight at 47, because I don't think the other parties, the other belt holders, are going to want that smoke. But we got to get through this fight. We'll address what's next when next comes. Boots, his quote about Karen, I'm not looking past Chuck Hodgson, but after I do my thing and win in spectacular fashion, I want the rest of the welterweight belts and to stay busy. If they are playing around, maybe we'll be at 154 pounds. Maybe not. We'll see. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.